Yes. So it's recording. So I'll quickly start with my introductions and then I can get to the questions with you. Hello, my name is Manoj Pandey and I am a member of the A2II Secretariat and a part of the Inclusive Insurance Innovation Lab at Access to Insurance Initiative. The Inclusive Insurance Innovation Lab is a year-long program where 4 country teams work together in a social lab to develop and implement innovations that advance inclusive insurance in their country. Each country team is composed of representatives from 8 institutions that represent the insurance space. Based on design thinking and social lab methods, teams are accompanied by experienced facilitators in analyzing the current state of inclusive insurance in their country and define what is needed before working on solutions and or prototypes that improve the lives of vulnerable people in their country. We are currently approaching the end of the second Inclusive Insurance Innovation Lab. Our teams are implementing their prototypes and working on how to carry on the work after the program ends. This is a time to reflect on the past year, and I'm happy to do this together with Ms. Renu Agnihotri, an actuary with Life Insurance Corporation of India. Thank you, Ms. Renu, for taking the time to discuss your lab experience with me. So, Ms. Renu, talking about your lab work and how you think about the lab, how would you describe the lab to your colleagues?
Okay. See, first I will make a statement. As a professional, we know that insurance is a tool for sustainable development. But on the other hand, it is also observed that those who are in dire need of insurance, the insurance doesn't find much traction there. So lab is a process. To me, lab is a process which tries to more inclusive. And it is done through the process which involves all the elements of creative thinking, creative process. You start gathering, then identifying actually what we see as the problem, actually what is the cause of the problem, then trying to force us to come up with the solutions. And solutions, not directly to the solutions, it is the initially a prototype is established, then that processes, and then we get to come up with an idea which is termed as innovative idea. And the good thing is all these things through brainstorming, and even the team which is established is again following the principle of inclusiveness, starting from the all the elements of value insurance value chain are there, starting from the regulator and ending with the representative from the customers. So it itself is working on the principle of inclusion and identifying the ideas and testing those ideas to make insurance more inclusive, make it make it more valuable for those who actually in need of this support insurance that insurance provides. Sorry, actually.
No, thank you for those thoughts. And I just wanted to ask that to elaborating on this, if you could just briefly tell us what the India team is trying to do through the lab process.
What we are trying to do, actually, we started preconceived notions, and then we came to the conclusion that what is happening, again, the insurance per se, this is through the process, and I'm telling you only the idea which in the end culminated through the process. So we found out that actually insurance per se is not understood, and mostly by those who are, again, I'm repeating the same thing, who are in dire need of insurance. And when insurance is not understood as the tool for development, it has a cost for the society and also for the state. And when I'm talking about cost, it's not the cost. It includes both direct and indirect cost. Direct cost in terms of the support society or state has to provide for those of lives or loss of livelihoods. Indirect cost, because when there is this first thing, this support is coming cost of compromising with some other area wherein these resources can be utilized. And on the other hand, naturally, when there is not sufficient support, enough support is available, when we are talking about all those demographic dividends, it doesn't remain the dividend. In absence of, what I should say, in absence of the skills we to take the most of this opportunity, most of this demographic dividend or the younger population, if the skills are not up to the mark, then it's not a dividend. It may, it will be a harsh statement, but it may result into a liability instead of an asset. Here, insurance comes in. So what we when we went through the process, all those discussions, what we found out actually the problem is the insurance is not understood as insurance. Where therein again it is being compared with other financial instruments, and when we talk about financial instruments, financial savings, it comes at the cost of comparing all those IRR. And again, the IRR is calculated for a person who is going to live to till the whatever is the expected age at the day. So what happens again in find the traction. So we thought, okay, we will try to capture the mind space. We will try to increase awareness about the utility of the insurance, so that it doesn't get compromised with other saving instruments. And there is one more aspect of this. When we talk about the insurance, and when we start, even for those who understand insurance, when we start with comparing with other financial instruments, what happens? We start adding so many more things. And the problem is, when you talk about the vulnerable section, you need their affordability is again an issue. You have to make the insurance affordable. And we are mixing insurance and saving, the affordability may become an issue. So we thought, okay, we will take this opportunity and we will increase awareness among us all. And we will try to capture the mind space. We will try to knock their brains on their thought process, so that it is understood the basic necessity. So that is the idea we have taken. We have found out certain ways to. If you want me to elaborate on that, I will elaborate on that. Otherwise, this is the idea which we are going to.
Yeah, if you could just briefly say a few things like the prototype that you have tried to test based on this assessment.
Okay. See, as you are aware, our journey is simultaneously being accompanied by the COVID. And the COVID has given, see, it has so many bad things, but it has given us idea. In our country, the government used the time available which before the call connects, which is we call caller tune. So that caller tune, when you call a person, you hear a message before your call gets connected. So our government is utilizing that time for spreading awareness about the COVID. And everybody who is making a call to listen for that message for few seconds. So we thought, okay, similarly we can utilize that is for spreading message about the insurance. And this was our expectation, when the message will come to you, when you will be sort of, I should say, forced to hear that message. Automatically there will be a curiosity, there will be some understanding about what insurance can provide. And we thought we will utilize this space maybe for plain messages, or sharing the experience of somebody who has already experienced the insurance and has benefited, and with whom they can connect. And we thought, okay, depending on the area, because we are having so many languages, so we will be using it in different languages and give the message. If we are able to, we have thought, okay, that is pen, and if the person agrees, we will try to connect with the local person who has utilized the reference, and give some reference of that person, so there will be a tangibility also. So if somebody wants to connect to that person, he will get an idea. So that is the idea we are testing. We have tested it through prototype also, though because of the COVID, the way it should be tested did not happen. But we sort some via media and did testings to say calls, or we recorded a message, then we played that message to people, and then we asked, what do you understand from this message? So that is the way we have tested for prototype.
No, thank you very much. Uh, so now that we are getting towards the end of the lab process, if you reflect back on your association with the lab, what has been the most exciting part for you for this on this journey?
See, when I was thinking about this, if I think about this, I am not able to pinpoint a single, say, area, single point which I say, okay, this was the most exciting. Because if you see from the start, again, at least myself, I have already spent so much of time in the industry, so we become conditioned. So the lab has given, or through a guided process, they have forced us to rethink our preconceived notions. So starting from the idea generation, and then you get to meet so many people from across the companies, not only insurance companies, we got to meet with the brokers, intermediaries, we got to meet the representative of the customers also. So, and then again, we got the opportunity to meet the people from other countries, the teams from other countries. So whole process of brainstorming, and then like a student, we were forced to put all those ideas in a concrete shape, and then those ideas we were supposed to present to other countries. So when we're presenting to other countries, again we realized there is some gap, communication gap, because communication doesn't all only the verbal words, but uh, it depends, it also depends on the person who is listening, the background of that person. So there is, because there are cultural differences. So we got to know, okay, when we're conveying this idea, again there is some gap. And now if you're saying so, if I think, then the most exciting part had come when we were supposed to present those to the Shark Tank, to the team of experts. So then we were waiting eagerly like a child. Okay, what is going to come? What about our idea? What are the shortcomings? So it was like this childlike in enthusiasm, or say that worry, okay, what is going to happen? So that was there. And then, okay, I want to mention here, our country got the most innovative idea award. So that was something that is going to remain with us. So that may be the most, if I think in this manner, that may be the most exciting part, listening to the comments, review on our prototype, on our idea from the experts across the globe. So that was the most exciting part.
No, thank you for sharing that. That is definitely very encouraging, and we feel really good to know about this experience of yours. So, looking forward, now that the lab is coming to an end, how do you see the results coming out? At what point of time, or in which manner, of all the work that has been put in through the lab?
See, what I believe is, if after spending so much of time with this idea, thinking through this again and again, that the idea has value within it, and it is definitely we will get the good results, because the idea we are promoting is something which is to be taken at larger scale, and which also requires support, approvals from say regulators also, because when we are thinking about to float this idea, float this message in the manner the COVID message was being displayed, so it will I believe it will take some time to, and specifically because we are going through the COVID second wave and the fear of third wave. So I don't think the message which is currently being played can be replaced as of now. But yes, this idea has worth, and I believe it will come out. Means we will be able to increase awareness through this implementation of this.
No, thank you, and we agree with you that it is indeed a long-term thing, and we wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Uh, you mentioned that about COVID, and you were part of the second round of this Triple I lab, and that was hit by the restrictions around the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only that, India suffered uh, quite harshly during the second wave as well, and that had an impact on the functioning of the lab team members. and all the individuals associated with it, including yourself. So could you tell me a little bit about how the pandemic changed the initial work you wanted to undertake and how it was working in the online context vis-a-vis the lab?
First, I want to make a statement. I believe the COVID is running parallelly to our lab, because the first meeting we had physically at Hyderabad, and immediately afterwards the COVID is strike. So, on a lighter note, I hope when the lab ends, COVID also disappears. On the other thing, see, initially when we met in Hyderabad, our ideas were we will be going in the market, we will be meet we will try to listen to those people whom we are targeting, and we will try to leave behind our preconceived notions and then come up. So with that idea, we left that meeting. However, immediately, as you're saying, as we all know, that immediately COVID happened. And it was initially, we were like, oh, it's not possible, nothing is going to happen. But again, I will again thanks to the A2IIT to their consistent follow-up and encouragement. We again gathered, and the pace was there, the pace gathered momentum. Okay. So then we from offline to online, and through again that guided process, we thought through this, and we were able to identify the methods which we can continue. Now I was, if I am thinking now, I am not, I have so confused between what in-person meet, because when I'm meeting you, when I'm talking to you, it is again in-person meet, because the the meaning has changed. So it forced us on alternate methods. On one side, yeah, there is the way we wanted this all these process to happen. It has not happened. We were not able. Even initially, we thought, okay, we will be exploring the thought process, the ideas, experiences of those who are working with. That also was not possible, because everything got stuck. But on the other hand, we thought through it, all those, because now people are becoming more aware of using all those alternate mediums. People are more familiar with using WhatsApp calls or video calls. And so we were able to get the responses on our prototype. Maybe if it was not happened in this manner, if the COVID was not there, maybe we would have got more responses. Still, I believe that we were able to do uh, a good job, and from across the country we could get the answers. And one more thing, because of this, we ourselves have explored within ourselves, and we became familiar with so many tools which can be used online. That is also, that is something that had happened, and it gave us say encouraging thought. Okay, this is, I believe, as of now, the worst problems we have encountered, but still we were able to sail through. So online experience, because I have not experienced offline, so online experience for me was great. We again, the options got limited, but still we were able to do it, and this has also given us the idea which we are exploring basically.
No, indeed. We would also like to commend you and all the team members of the India team, the resilience that you showed and the resourcefulness that was needed to come up with new ways of working in the COVID context. So it was much appreciated, definitely. Looking forward, the Inclusive Insurance Innovation Lab is a social lab. Different stakeholders work together on a joint project. Networking and relationship building on the level of the country team and internationally with other teams is one of the priority areas. Can you tell us a little bit about the main benefits that it has brought for you in this social lab context?
See, again, as you are saying, it's a social lab context. So first thing, on a product level, if I say from the individualistic approach, I would say we have become more social. Okay. Then see, we got to know the experiences of other teams also, and there is a sense of belongingness which is say appearing there, or because what we find, the problems we are facing, the same problems are being faced by other teams also. And when I'm saying problem, it's not about COVID. I'm talking in terms of the insurance specific issues. Okay, this is sort of a universal problem. And we get to know how those people are dealing with, or what is their thought process to deal with this awareness issue, which we thought was actually the theme of all the 4 teams. And some are using that community radio, some are coming up with the game. That means we got to know the different perspectives. On the other hand, within our say country team, I would say, the say perspectives of others also. When I'm saying others, because I am from a company with which I am working from since long. So when I'm saying others, not necessarily from the other companies, from those intermediaries, from those who are representing the consumers. And thankfully, the regulator was always there throughout the process. So it was like all elements of value chain were there, and it has enriched at least me to a large extent, I would say.
No, thank you for sharing that with us. So in conclusion, based on your experiences and all that you have been able to work with and work through during the lab process, what would be your advice that you would like to give to future lab applicants who may be interested in being part of the 3rd iteration of the inclusive lab?
First and foremost advice, come participate. Then the second thing is actually try to shed out whatever preconceived notion, whatever notions you are carrying with. Because it may be that we are looking, what we are thinking is a problem is not the problem basically. Problem is something else. Seeing is something which is the result of that issue. So go deeper, and this is a great opportunity. The members, the representatives of A2II help you to go deeper within yourself also, because you get to know open picture which I have created within my brain. So that is there, and then you get an opportunity, interact with others, try to participate as much as you can. So, and when the experts are giving advice, uh, try to relate it with your specific conditions, and draw conclusions, draw insights from that.
No, great. Thank you very much, Ms. Agnihotri, for this interview. We wish you and the India team a lot of success going forward. Thank you very much. Thank you.
For giving us this opportunity.
Yeah. No, thank you indeed, Renuji, and I would conclude the call now. But thank you again so much for your time, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next call soon.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean,
Bye bye. Yeah.